So here's an idea. What what solutions have you tried? Um, what solutions have you tried to increase the privacy in your own life? And again, folks, this is not a you must do everything you can because there are benefits to it. I shouldn't need to say what those benefits are. Like sometimes it is nice to get the ad that have an ad that directs you right to what you need.
Yeah, if you do need something and then the algorithm says, "Oh, is it this thing?" and you go, "That I do need."
Yep. And
That is good.
we talk about curating an algorithm, on certain sites and such. So, like that's, there's perks to that. But obviously there's the privacy stuff too. So, um, yeah, I do certain things. Do you do anything?
So, right now, the thing that I'm trying, and this is something that actually takes personal discipline. By the way, is almost no answer to this question that does not involve a significant amount of self-control on the part of the individual. So really the answer actually just is self-control. The easy thing is just to never use social media, throw smartphones out the window, go back to dumb phones, at least, even though dumb phone technology is getting better. And use your computer, let your computer be the computer and let your phone be the phone. I'd say go back to landlines, but then 98% of the phone calls you get are going to be spam phone calls, just like with your email. But so significantly limit the amount of time that you spend on social media just from the privacy perspective. That's good for you in every conceivable way. There is no situation in which spending time on social media or not spending time on social media is bad for you. I can think of no possible situations when that would be the case. So limit your time on social media, but also use the algorithms to your advantage. So if you have particular interests or a particular job where the stuff on social media is very helpful, limit your use of social media and the internet in general to be helpful for those things. So right now what I'm trying to do is train my algorithm to where it at least very heavily recommends woodworking stuff. Because I'm not gonna steal anybody else's design, but occasionally you see something for a technique, some advice about tool sharpening, tool maintenance, what tools to have, what tools to use, how to use certain tools correctly, tips, tricks, that sort of thing. Or just inspiration for what I can add to the shop later. The link is in the description for that shop, by the way.
Some new product on there.
Yeah, and there's going to be more soon. Christmas present season is coming. So there's going to be some gift type stuff up there. But I'm trying to train it to do that. And there's a couple ways of doing that. One of them is just if you're scrolling through your YouTube shorts, which I pretty much just do when I'm on the toilet, I only stop and actively watch those things. The woodworking stuff, even if it's maybe not specifically something that I'm into at that given time, but because it's woodworking related, I want YouTube to show me more woodworking related stuff. So I'll sit there and watch it and pay attention to it. That or, a couple of other things. Because if you narrow it down too much, then that's going to oversaturate your brain and, that'll wind up being too much.
Mm-hmm.
And also in what you search for on YouTube, because they check your search history, your liked videos, also very important. So the kind of stuff that you want to see, like more of those videos. If you want to see more of that kind of thing. Because they keep track of that. Including ours, yes. Like and subscribe, share, all of that with all of our stuff, because that does help us.
Mm-hmm. Whether it helps you is a different question. It really just helps us.
Yeah, we're that's the only reason we do this. Anyway.
Yeah.
But so when you like it, if you subscribe to more channels that are geared towards the thing that you're interested in, so if I have just started subscribing to the woodworking channels that produce woodworking stuff and the type of woodworking content that I particularly like, then YouTube will pick up on that. Also, go through your subscription list and just cut out the things you don't care about anymore, because everybody is subscribed to way too many channels that they no longer care about. And that will actually help the algorithm then be less confused and maybe start recommending less things to you. And it's really handy and helpful, because in your subscriptions list, you can just kind of go down the list, and there's that handy little button that says unsubscribe. And you just do that. Nothing against the people that run those channels necessarily. But if you don't actively watch their stuff, they don't need to be there.
That's just more noise at the end of the day.
Yeah. So do those sorts of things to kind of cut out the noise. At least this is with YouTube, because that's what I have the most experience with as far as using goes. And then you had some advice that you gave me for this as well the other day, which was go to one of your favorite channels that produces that type of content you like. It should be something edifying and helpful, like for your hobby or even your work. And just run playlists and long videos and have that running overnight, so you can just go to sleep and let the algorithm do the rest. So those are ways in which man can then tame the machine. The machines will never rule as long as man truly behaves as man, because a machine cannot control a man unless the man lets it. You know, I hear complaints these days from sort of more crotchety older people that, the algorithm is deciding what you should like and what you should, be watching. Ultimately, you're the one that decides. If the algorithm is deciding what you like and you like it because the algorithm decided it, then you have already made the decision to just surrender your will over to that algorithm.
Yep.
And you have just surrendered your will over to a machine. A lifeless, soulless collection of lines of code. And that is on you. So be a man, stand up straight, put your chest out and your shoulders back, and tame the machine. Make it serve you. You are its master, not the other way around.
Yeah, agreed. And it's that two-way form of privacy. Like, this isn't just, okay, how can I prevent things from listening to me? How can I prevent myself from listening to too many things?
Yeah.
Because you are worth that. That is valuable to you, and by extension to everybody else that you'll then interact with, because you'll be a better person for it. So, and I really like that, because it's not because I think that something like that is accessible to most people, and something that's like prudent to one degree or another for most people. Like some other examples of similar stuff, more on the, okay, how do I prevent things from listening to me? Like, I use the Brave internet browser. I know you do too. You can cut out a lot of things with that. I use Proton Mail for my email, so it's end-to-end encrypted, which can help with some of that stuff. I use Signal for chats with a couple of my friends. And
That's what we use as well for, like, our entire family group chat is on Signal right now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so there's all sorts of stuff you can do in that realm, and if you want to go further, I mean, there's all sorts of intentionally dumb phones to one degree or another you can buy, and there's one by a brand called Unplugged, and there's things like that out there, where you can just choose to not be on it. But I think for most people, and I philosophical reasons that I've kind of talked about on earlier episodes about this, but like, you don't need to do everything. You don't need to view the machine as evil, but you do need to. You ought to tame it. Would be a good way of looking at it.
Well, yeah,
like you're saying.
A machine is ultimately a tool. It itself is not necessarily evil.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't blame the machine for being created. It had no say in the matter.
Yep, but you can choose what you do with it. You know,
You may say that the creator is pretty lousy, and that it was kind of a lousy thing for the creator to make that machine, but it's not the machine's fault. And with nearly every machine, there is a proper way to use it. And there is a proper context in which it is good to be used. I don't hate machines in general. I hate the fact that we have decided to leave all work to machines. That we have just handed ourselves over to machines, which actually reduces you as a person, because now you're not doing the work that you're supposed to be doing. You were made to till the earth and to keep it, not to hand over all of your work to a machine.
agreed.
And not to let the machine do everything for you. Man is master of machine, not the other way around. And if you let the machine control you, then the machine is then Wormtongue, and you are Theoden. Not in a good way.
Yeah, not in a good way.
You are Theoden under the spell of Sauron. So if your eyes are on this more than anything else, you're Theoden under the spell of Sauron. And this should be silent and keep its forked tongue behind its teeth.